Good evening and welcome to the evening news for today, Thursday, January 26, 2023. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Regional financial institutions need to step up their game in filling gaps, says Ali. Black Panther actress LETITIA WRIGHT to arrive in Guyana tomorrow. MOHAMED'S enterprise to construct US $5 million concrete production facility at Providence. Bees attack students at Tutorial Academy Secondary School. And a 5-year-old girl gets much-needed surgery under FFTP'S Benevolence initiative. Now for the news in detail. Guyanese-British actress LETITIA WRIGHT, widely known for her role in the Black Panther movie franchise, will be arriving in the country tomorrow. Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce Onij Walrand will meet the star on her arrival at the Cheddi Jagan International Airport. In November last year, President Dr. Irfan Ali wrote a letter to WRIGHT congratulating her on her successful career, and more so her acclaimed role in the Black Panther movie and its sequel. The Guyanese head of state also invited the young actress to visit Guyana. LETITIA Michelle WRIGHT, born on October 31, 1993, is a Guyanese-British actress. In 2018, she attained global recognition for her portrayal of Shuri in the Marvel Cinematic Universe film Black Panther. She reprised the role in Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, and Black Panther Wakanda Forever. LETITIA's family moved from Guyana to London, England, when she was 7 years old. President Dr. Irfan Ali has signaled an open invitation for Caribbean financial institutions to come here and explore the potential opportunities, while highlighting concerns that more responsibility is needed to fill the financial gaps and needs within the region. Rubusina Ryan reports.
President Dr. Irfan Ali on Thursday delivered a presentation at the Jamaica Stock Exchange Regional Investments and Capital Markets Conference 2023, where he emphasized that Guyana's development is not fixated on oil and gas. The Guyanese head of state pointed out that the country is set to become the energy and industrial capital of the region, a regional food engine, ecotourism destination, major aquaculture producer, the center of regional cricket, and the potential opportunity to become the financial epicenter. Citing the importance of investments, Ali contended that Caribbean financial sector needs to play a more important role in increasing capital. Gross financial needs in 2020 was in excess of $10 billion in the region.
The Caribbean financial sector needs to play a more instrumental role in mobilizing capital to fill the region's financial gap. Just over a week ago, the president of the Caribbean Development Bank observed that gross financial needs of the Caribbean in 2020 was in excess of $10 billion. The challenges facing our financial system in the Caribbean is whether it can rise to the occasion of mobilizing the capital requirement for financing regional development. An open invitation is extended to Caribbean financial institutions to come to Guyana and to explore the opportunities available. We are just as keen to partner with the regional institutions as we are in forging international partnerships. We are seeking partnerships not only to develop our oil and gas sector, but also to modernize our traditional sectors, such as agriculture, gold, diamond, bauxite, manganese mining, and forestry.
Oil and gas have become a new frontier for Guyana, which is taking its place as the economic powerhouse of the Caribbean, but President Ali shared that the country will remain anchored in realizing the goal of regional integration.
The growth of the non-oil sector is important to us because, as I've said, transformation is not only due to the discovery of oil alone, but also the use to which the oil revenues will be put and the trigger which the industry is already playing in boosting the economy. Guyana will become an economic powerhouse. It will fulfill the grand but realizable ambition which for a long time have eluded the country. Guyana, however, sees itself as being beholden to regional development. We have envisioned our future development by taking into account our place and role in the Caribbean. We are firmly committed to the goal of regional integration.
Quantifying reserves have exceeded 11 billion barrels of oil since exploration commenced in 2015 and production subsequently in 2019. In 2021, Guyana's GDP growth was almost 20%, and in 2022, it was more than 60%, making it the fastest growing economy in the world. However, growth was not confined to the oil sector, with non-oil sector growing by 11.5%. Rupa Sinarain, The Evening News.
Natural Resources Minister Vikram Bharat has dismissed claims by the APNU AFC opposition that Budget 2023 has nothing for the ordinary citizens. In this Vanu Manikchand report, he reiterated government's commitment to ensuring that the oil and gas revenues are used to benefit all Guyanese, including opposition supporters. Let's have a look.
Minister Vikram Bharat was at the time responding to remarks made by APNU Member of Parliament Coretta MacDonald during her debate presentation on Budget 2023, which she says fails to address the needs of Guyanese.
This budget of $781.9 billion is a budget for friends, families, and favorites. This is the fourth budget of this installed regime, and it doesn't really do any good to the small man. The oil money will never reach the pockets of the small man under this regime. But I cannot support this fallen budget, which is short of satisfying the people of this country.
But this message was debunked by the Natural Resources Minister, who noted that Budget 2023 seeks to benefit all Guyanese, even the opposition's own supporters.
People in Linden, like the people in Barbies who are supporting us now, they are our new friends, and they will benefit from Budget 2023 like every other Guyanese. And our friends is the 9,000 discipline services who benefit from the salary adjustment. Yes, they're our friends. Mr. Speaker, if they're saying that the 5,000 health workers who will benefit from the adjustment in salary are friends, yes, they're our friends. Mr. Speaker, if they say that the public servants who benefit from an 88% increase in salary retroactive in 2022 are friends, they are our friends. And they are benefiting further from an increase in the threshold to 85%. They are our friends, Mr. Speaker. If returning the 1 month tax-free bonus to the discipline service make them our friends, they are our friends, Mr. Speaker. 214,000 school children will benefit from an increase in the cash grant in 2023. $40,000 including the uniform allowance. And those students and their parents are our friends.
Turning his attention to government's part-time jobs initiative, which has been heavily criticized by the opposition, Minister Bharat pointed out that the coalition had no similar alternative during their time in office to provide employment opportunities to Guyanese, especially females. He also called out the opposition for using the excuse that they did not have oil money to enhance the lives of Guyanese and stimulate the country's economy.
After 2015, we have not seen any progress up to 2020, Mr. Speaker. And the progress that we have seen over the last 2 years, Mr. Speaker, the oil money and start spending really yet. It is this year budget that you will see more oil money going into the budget. Today they come here with the excuse, we did not oil revenue. But if you don't have oil revenue, you have to incentivize the other productive sectors. Like we are doing now, you have to grow the other productive sectors. Bauxite increased by 35%, diamonds by 85%, forestry by 34%.
Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manikchand.
Vanu Manikchand joins us again to report that Home Affairs Minister Robson Ben has stated that as part of government's efforts to improve public trust in local law enforcement agencies, active efforts are being undertaken to ensure that engagements between police and citizens are less lethal. Here is more.
Our approach now is a more empathetic approach. That we have taken the results here on the floor of this assembly to take less lethal resorts in the engagement between the police and the public.
That was Home Affairs Minister Robeson Ben during his presentation in the ongoing debates on Budget 2023, which allocates $58.6 billion towards strengthening security in Guyana. According to Ben, government's policies and programs have seen a 20% reduction in serious crime in recent years.
The overall decrease in the crime statistics between 2015 and 2022 is a decrease of 20.6%. We have reduced total robbery, serious crime, murder and violence by average figures of 20%. That it has a lot to do with our support to the Guyana Police Force, with the provision of new vehicles, with new training, with new efforts in respect of crime and violence and the prevention and mitigation of that.
The Home Affairs Minister went on to outline steps being taken by government to address the increase of fires on public buildings, especially schools.
We're working on bringing in, other than those which we brought in last year, 7 new fire assets to fight fires, along with 3 modern ambulances. We are talking largely over the country that we are pursuing a program called Increase the Peace. Increase the peace. But the first place peace has to be increased is on the floor of this honorable house. If schools are burned, if public property is burned down, whose taxes, whose monies, whose effort over the years, whose children are inconvenienced? It is all of ours. Yes, we agree on that. Mr. Speaker, I'll give way if the honourable member will disavow. Violence and destruction of schools. You could write it for me and I will certainly deliver it. Yes.
Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manakchand.
MOHAMED'S Enterprise, in partnership with Tipu Group Inc., whose principal is Mikhail Rodriguez, will soon commence concrete production at Providence on the east bank of Demerara. Presently, the facility is under construction. Upon completion, the facility would produce concrete pre-stretched piles as large as 16 by 16 in width, with a length of up to 1/6 feet, slabs for bridges, utility poles, and a wide variety of construction services, including state-of-the-art equipment. In addition, the facility will be accessible by a wharf that is being constructed, which will facilitate the delivery of materials to any part of the coastland by water. Further, these high-quality materials will be made to international specifications and will be certified by German engineers. This recent undertaking will not only cater to the construction needs of the company, but will see the creation of scores of jobs for Guyanese. Coming up, elderly pedal cyclist killed in cotton tree accident, and bees attack students at Tutorial Academy Secondary School. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
This Christmas, give the gift of life by protecting your loved ones against vaccine-preventable diseases. The Ministry of Health's nightly vaccination campaign continues throughout December at the Ministry of Health tarmac up to 7 p.m. Mondays to Saturdays. Administration of the HPV vaccine for children begins from 9 years old. So come out, adults, and bring your children to get vaccinated against HPV. But that's not all. Since it's a season of giving, we are gifting back to school supplies to children receiving HPV and COVID-19 vaccines throughout December. Adults, gifts for you too when you are vaccinated at the Ministry of Health, Brickdam, on December 25th, 26th, and 31st from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information, contact us at 226-8171 or 226-3103. Vaccinate what you create. A message from the Ministry of Health and UNICEF.
Play virtual blackjack for an exclusive gaming experience. Do you have what it takes to beat the dealer? Visit www.superbet.gy and check out all the different bet types. Must be 18 years and older. Terms and conditions apply. Play responsibly. Superbet, your best.
Optic offers great patient care that is tailored for my entire family.
At Optic, a wide selection of affordable optical frames and optical services are available to fit your budget.
At Optic, my family is provided with comprehensive eye examination and access to the ophthalmology services, all under one roof.
Optic takes pride in delivering exceptional customer service and a unique experience to you, our customers.
Optic Vision Care is a company that is Guyanese born and grown that will help you take care of your precious eyes.
It was a long car ride home, and Kyla started to crave the all-natural Ripples Crunch. Ah yes, that was all she could think about. She thought she was dreaming, but it seemed so real. Daydream or not, the craving still hit, and she couldn't wait to rip into it. Sunshine Snacks Ripples Chips. Rip into 100% real potato goodness.
Sunshine Snacks Ripples. Rip into real potato.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. 19-year-old O'Neil Ben, also known as Hot Skull, who has been wanted by the police, has surrendered. The lad, who was wanted for a number of armed robbery offenses, turned himself over to a relative and representatives of a non-governmental organization, who then brought him to the Central Police Station in New Amsterdam, Berbice, last evening. The suspect was subsequently arrested and placed in custody. He was examined for marks of violence, and 4 wounds that appeared to be gunshot injuries were seen on his right foot and buttocks. Ben was later escorted to the New Amsterdam Regional Hospital, where he is being treated for his injuries. The 19-year-old sustained the injuries following a recent shootout with police earlier this week. During that incident, he had eluded captive. Our Berbice correspondent, Andrew Carmichael, joins us now to report that a pensioner is now dead after he was struck down by a minibus at Cotton Tree, West Coast, Berbice. Here are the details.
The fatal accident occurred at about 10:30 on Wednesday and claimed the life of 74-year-old William Johnson, who was riding a bicycle at the time at Cotton Tree Village, West Coast, Berbice. Johnson resides at Railway Line Rusignol Village, also on the west coast of Berbice. Reports are that minibus BRR 1805, driven by a 64-year-old man of Zergen Hoop, Blairmont, West Bank, Berbice, was proceeding west along the road at a normal rate of speed when the pedal cyclist suddenly turned it in his path, thus resulting in a collision. The impact threw the elderly man onto the road surface, where he received several bodily injuries. Johnson was picked up in an unconscious state and taken to the Fort Wellington Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. The now dead man's cousin, Asha Chesney, said he had left home to purchase spare parts for a scooter which he was repairing for a customer. The collision occurred as he was in front of the store.
We square crossing the road to go to Brian. Near to reach the corner, the bus with a fast rate hit him. Just that we heard, nothing else.
When you went to the scene, what you saw?
Went to the scene, we didn't say anything that the police was on the road drawing off the lines and stuff. And the nurse called. When we hear, I call a nurse to tell her that I come to the hospital, and she tell me the man dead. So on the way going to the hospital, she called back and said we go to the mortuary that the police take him to Bailey's parlor.
Meanwhile, police say a breathalyzer test was conducted on the driver and it showed no trace of alcohol in his system. Nevertheless, he was arrested and remains in custody. The now dead man's cousin says there were several injuries on his body.
Head injuries, his neck break, he have a hole in his head, bruises on his face, hands and stuff.
Can you tell us about him, what he used to do, what kind of person he was and so on?
He was a jovial person, always there, taking care of his family. Just do look after motorbike, bicycles and stuff, you know, things like that. Motorbike engine, any stuff. If anybody call him to weed, he will go, any kind of work he do.
Johnson leaves to mourn a wife and one child. For the Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.
The Guyana Livestock Development Authority had to be called in to remove a beehive situated near the Tutorial Academy Secondary School after some of the students were attacked by bees. Our Berbice correspondent Andrew Carmichael joins us again with the details.
The incident occurred on Thursday morning and forced classes at Tutorial Academy Secondary School in Stanleyton, New Amsterdam to be dismissed. Some of the injured students were taken to hospital where they were kept for observation, while others were treated and sent away. Reports are the bees first attacked a security guard at the school. The guard told Evening News that the bees were disturbed by the sound of an excavator working nearby. However, by the time the guard received that information, she was already stung once.
I was just on duty here working and I went in the guard hut. So I just see this African bee just come and sting. So when I knock it off and I just mash it with my foot, and I don't know that when it's today I've been educated about the mashing African bee and killing it, just make the rest come. So with that is when the rest start coming. I sting again here on my face.
And about how many students?
I can't say how much of them yes sting.
Parents subsequently called the Ministry of Agriculture's Livestock Development Authority, GLDA, which quickly responded. Shion Chisholm from GLDA spoke with this newscast.
So we are here today to remove a bee that is close to Tutorial Academy in the piece of bushes there, which a few students been stung.
Notice while you're talking to me, a bee is just flying around you, but
Yes.
it's not doing you anything.
No.
I'm scared.
No, they don't really attack like that. So, yes, we are here to remove the bee and take it to a safe location.
When you went there, what you found?
We found that the bee was in a tire. It looks like someone were trying to, and the stuff is still there, but the bees are in the tire there. So we are there removing it to take it to a safe location so the children could go back to their normal school life.
What were you all told happened at the school?
We were being told that a few students been stung and had to be rushed to the hospital.
There has been no official statement from the Department of Education. However, the Evening News understands that none of the students sustained serious injuries. Andrew Carmichael, the Evening News.
A 5-year-old girl from Region 1 who suffers from cleft palate has been able to benefit from much-needed surgical intervention under a benevolence program offered by Food for the Poor Guyana. Here is this story.
The benevolence program under the Food for the Poor organization in Guyana was established in May 2022, and it solely caters to persons who need to undergo medical procedures that the public health sector is unable to perform. Since its launch, the program has seen one beneficiary thus far, 5-year-old Anisa Daniels. Chief Executive Officer of the non-profit organization, Kent Vincent, told the Evening News during an exclusive interview that the organization covered the entire expenses associated with the surgery.
We had established a benevolent program, and the first patient to benefit from this was a young child. I think she was about 8,
Yes,
7, 8. Little Anisa Daniels from Seaby in Region 1. She had corrective surgery for cleft palate at the Dr. Balwant Singh Hospital.
Cleft lip and cleft palate result when facial structures that are developing in an unborn baby do not close completely. Cleft lip and cleft palate are among the most common birth defects. The 5-year-old is recovering from the first round of surgery and is scheduled to be operated on again in March. Meanwhile, Food for the Poor Guyana also offers assistance under a number of programs. Vincent said while the organization is seeking to expand its operations, it faces challenges. One such is reaching vulnerable persons who are in remote areas of the country, such as Regions 1, 7, 8, and 9.
one of the great challenges is getting to the poor in the interior locations. GIK and our projects will be going into into those regions to see how much other assistance we can provide for them.
Another challenge, he said, is the rise in shipping costs.
We're looking at ways of improving efficiency of how we clear containers, how we can accelerate our distribution, and then of course we continue to negotiate with the shipping companies so that we can keep our costs as low as possible.
In spite of the challenges, the organization aims to make 2023 a successful year.
This year we're going to continue to work in the, community development projects in those regions and continue to provide support for food security to a number of those hinterland communities.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbor Bridge is expected to be closed on Friday, January 27, 2023 at 9 hours for 45 minutes and then again at 22 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is expected to be closed on Friday, January 27, 2023 at 8 hours 10 for a period of 1.5 hours.
Ned excited but focused to play first-class cricket and synthetic tracks to be completed this year, says Ramson Jr. Details of these stories and more in the Sportcast is sponsored by MacCorp, coming up on the other side of the break.
This Christmas, give the gift of life by protecting your loved ones against vaccine-preventable diseases. The Ministry of Health's nightly vaccination campaign continues throughout December at the Ministry of Health tarmac up to 7 p.m., Mondays to Saturdays. Administration of the HPV vaccine for children begins from 9 years old. So come out, adults, and bring your children to get vaccinated against HPV. But that's not all. Since it's a season of giving, we are gifting back to school supplies to children receiving HPV and COVID-19 vaccines throughout December. Adults, gifts for you too when you are vaccinated at the Ministry of Health, Brickdam, on December 25th, 26th, and 31st from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information, contact us at 226-8171 or 226-3103. Vaccinate what you create. A message from the Ministry of Health and UNICEF.
Credit! Yeah, ready? We are short so far. Look along me tell you buy one generator. Now the picnic online test and blackout come and cut off everything. Sorry, son. Radhika, Abby go tomorrow. Abby go now.
At Sylvie's, we stock products from more than 22 different sectors in mining, construction, food processing, vulcanizing, home improvements, and more.
Are you getting generator?
So this is a 3000 better star generator. This will work your lights, your fan, your TV, and your fridge.
Well, Abby can buy one for Abby and Abby can buy one for Mommy too.
Yeah, and Mommy could even key start it, because all you have to do is hook up the battery and
visit us today at 31 High and Hatfield Street, where our friendly and knowledgeable team members are willing to assist you. You can also call us on 227-6243 or WhatsApp us on 623-7755 and shop via our website at www.sylviesonline.com.
Abby go buy one Dalpuri mill,
one plucking machine, one pressure washing machine, one juice dispenser, one engine, one pepper grinding machine, one water pump, a sugar cane juicer, circle saw. We gotta get